This is 8 Minutes, a podcast helping you understand the energy and climate challenge in just a few minutes. I'm your host, Paul Schuster. The Massachusetts Clean Energy Center, MassCEC, is a quasi-state agency focused on driving clean energy technologies and climate solutions across the Commonwealth. They do this by financing early-stage companies and helping to scale innovative technology. They pilot business models and solutions across buildings or renewable energy projects, and they work with other Massachusetts agencies, as well as the private sector, to try to overcome the barriers that are keeping us back from scaling these needed climate solutions. I sat down with Tom Chase to discuss MassCEC, their mandate, and specifically how the organization is diving into decarbonizing the building stock. Using this aspiration for high-performance buildings as a model, how can organizations such as MassCEC help us overcome our challenges? 8 minutes. It's how long it takes the sun's rays to hit Earth, or about how long it takes the House to vote through a debt ceiling compromise. 8 minutes of bipartisanship. Well, it's better than nothing. Let's get it on.
Yeah, so MassCEC is it's a quasi-state agency here in Massachusetts. That means that we are operated somewhat independently. We're overseen by a board appointed by the governor, and we receive funding that's in part independent from appropriations from the legislature. And our mission is to accelerate the transition to a clean energy economy, really across the economy in the Commonwealth, and to bring the benefits of clean energy to the workforce and the population here. And we do that in a lot of different ways. Largely, we seek out barriers to implementing clean energy, energy efficiency, carbon emissions mitigation, and using really focused or targeted funding, we test out solutions to those barriers.
Tom Chase is a senior program manager with MassCEC, and he spoke with me about the unique role that this organization plays in helping to advance the clean energy transition. Specifically, organizations such as MassCEC, or for that matter, NYSERDA in New York or CalCEC in California, they exist to bridge the gap where normal investment may not be enough, or where a technology or business model just isn't mature enough yet to solicit private market capital. MassCEC steps in to provide the funding needed to scale processes or technologies when other sources may not exist.
So we do provide grants through our technology development program to really address what's known in new technology commercialization, the valley of death between the good idea and the commercially viable technology. One of the words we use a lot is de-risking, whether that's de-risking a technology or a process or an end result.
MassCEC isn't a private equity firm or a venture capital firm. They're definitely not a bank or, frankly, even a state agency where funds are legislated for certain solutions. Instead, they have a lot more flexibility in how they allocate dollars to hopefully address the big obstacles of clean energy adoption.
We have large economic clean energy, economic development clean energy mandate, and more flexible and faster, smaller dollars to do demonstration before those larger, less flexible dollars.
MassCEC has a number of focus areas, everything from offshore wind development to clean transportation and a net zero grid. Tom's particular focus is on high-performance buildings, looking at the challenges of the built environment and how targeted programs such as MassCEC's Beta program can help to scale decarbonization opportunities.
And we've moved to an umbrella of programs that we refer to as Beta, or Building Electrification and Transformation Accelerator. And these are pilot programs to provide assessment of existing buildings, planning for decarbonization, really capital plans with an electrification and efficiency focus, and in some cases, incremental funding to demonstrate projects.
Decarbonizing the building stock is challenging. I have multiple episodes already dedicated to this topic, but it's even tougher for an older state like Massachusetts, where the buildings can be more historic.
I usually summarize this problem as old buildings, new climate. Newer buildings are often as challenging as older buildings, or maybe even more challenging from my perspective, because they've recently been developed or have recently been invested in. And so there could be a larger hurdle to investment if we're just focused on energy efficiency and emissions, and we're not seeing a general improvement of the building otherwise.
And MassCEC is able to take a much broader approach as well, ensuring that marginalized or disadvantaged communities are also able to participate in the new energy economy, such as through MassCEC's Empower program.
So our Empower program provides capacity building and implementation funding to community-based organizations that are working on the clean energy transition in underserved communities. And so that is essentially going out and saying, what support can we provide in terms of technical capacity, networking, resource sharing amongst organizations, and then you tell us what works in your community, and we can help support that.
MassCEC isn't unique. NYSERDA, CalCEC, even at the federal level, the Department of Energy's Loan Program Office, these agencies exist in order to help identify and address some of the financial and procedural hurdles that are hampering adoption of clean energy technologies. Whether that's investing in emerging technologies or by providing incentives for disadvantaged communities to participate, organizations such as MassCEC play a big role in helping to accelerate the energy transition.
We quite simply can't segregate climate as a separate issue. We have to integrate it into how we think about developing, building, operating, maintaining buildings.
I'm Paul Schuster, and this has been your 8 Minutes.